Hi students, so we are now discussing the last passage of logical reasoning section in the CLAT 2021 exam, and we will be then completing the CLAT simplified series on logical reasoning section of the actual CLAT exam. So let us begin. This is the last passage that came. You can stop the video and then you can read it and then look at what are the key components that I have identified in the passage. So this is the passage. Once again, in this passage, there is the author's opinion doesn't come in the beginning, but it at somewhere at the mid of the passage. So initial few lines are the background. The author has not given his opinion. He has simply introduced the topic. Just look at it. On the day of writing this, India had reported 116 deaths from COVID-19. In contrast, the US, with around 1/4 of the population, reported these many deaths, or 16 times the daily deaths. The UK, which has 1/20th of population, reported these many deaths. On the other metrics, too, new cases, active cases, the Indian curve has flattened. So this is the factual information. And here begins the author's opinion. If and when the UK and US achieve what we have, there will be major celebration. Such low death rates would be seen as victory of the government, citizens, and science over the dreaded coronavirus. However, because we are India, we don't get as much credit. We are considered poor, third world, untrustworthy, and so on and so forth. So these are all author's opinion. Author is saying that if and when UK and US achieve what we have achieved, they will celebrate it. Because we are India, they don't give us that much credit. Things in blue are explanation of whatever he has talked. Now there is overlap between the things in green here and blue here. So you can say that everything is author's opinion. Yes, if in one line I have to give author's opinion, then I will give that UK and US, if they achieve what India would have achieved, they will celebrate, but they are not trusting India, something of that sort. So this entire part is written to explain that line only. Then comes the new element. To think that deep Indian state is capable of fudging data at the level of every district and every state and sustaining this facade for a month is giving it way too much credit. What does this line mean? This line actually means that the world is saying that India is fudging data. And if they think that the Indian states are capable of fudging data at every district level and sustaining this for so many months, we are actually giving them too much credit. In a way, saying that this is not possible for such a long period of time. And things in blue are again explanation of his main his opinion about this data. Conspiracies require enormous coordination and effort, and it isn't quite how things work in India. So he's saying that if we give India credit for this level of coordination, it's not possible, because it's not, this level of coordination is not possible in India. Given that you can check corona data at every ward level, it is also impossible to fudge data. So he's simply explaining the point earlier. And then in terms of testing, so this is another angle. What is his opinion on testing? So in testing, while a case might be made for a lot of Indians not getting tested, it is also true that random testing has increased in last few months. So about testing, he has said that yes, many may not get tested, but we have increased it. Then things in blue, explanation of that point. And last, it may be hard for people to accept this reality, but almost all evidence point to the fact that India has flattened the corona curve, while the US, UK, and most of the Europe still haven't. What is even more remarkable about India's achievement is that it has managed to do that without draconian lockdown. In fact, cases have dropped even as India opened up. This is his final summary of the entire thing. So here, the main point is captured beautifully in the last 4 or 5 lines. Although there are other areas also wherein he has introduced his opinion, where he has talked about his opinion, but the last 5 lines in a way summarize the entire opinion of the author on this particular topic. So let us see the questions. So very simple passage and a different kind of organization of the passage. This is an argumentative style of writing, where author has tried to argue that India is doing well as far as the COVID is concerned as compared to the other countries. Let us see. Which of the following strengthens the author's argument that India has tackled COVID-19 pandemic better than most advanced nations? India's positivity rate of COVID-19 cases and admissions in Indian hospitals are reduced. So yes, this tells us that India is doing better. India's counting of number of COVID-19 cases is incorrect. This doesn't strengthen. This actually weakens author's argument that India is doing well. India's testing facilities of COVID-19 cases are inadequate. Again, opposite of what is being asked. India's classification cases is inaccurate. So B, C, D all are weakening the argument that India is doing well. We are asked which of the following provides evidence to it. So only A provides evidence to it. B, C, D are something which are against what is being asked. Which of the following weakens the author's argument that India has tackled the COVID-19 pandemic better than most advanced nations? Now, here we need to find out a flaw which tells that in what India is doing is wrong, perhaps, or there is something wrong with the strategy. Let us look. India lacks the coordination and effort to execute conspiracies. Looks a very tempting option, isn't it? The problem is with the word conspiracies. India lacks the coordination effort to execute conspiracies. The passage is not about conspiracies. It is about COVID data. So unlikely, but I can't say in a way it is negative of what author is saying. Many Indians are possibly not getting tested. Opposite of what author is saying. If there are many Indians who are not getting tested, then the entire data becomes debatable. So looks a very good point. Out of A and B, A is talking about conspiracies. So that's why out of A and B, I will say B is a better choice. Let us look at C. Evidence points to the fact that India has flattened the corona curve. If India has flattened the corona curve, then it is not weakening the argument, it is strengthening. India has not imposed draconian lockdowns. Nothing to do with India is performing better with pandemic. This is something related to the action of pandemic, but nothing to do with whether India is doing well or not. So answer is option number B. If many Indians are possibly not getting tested, then the data becomes debatable. Next, to think that deep Indian state is capable of fudging data at the level of every district in every state is giving it too much credit. In that statement, what does author indicate? Author is indicating that it is not possible that they will be maintaining it for so long if they are fudging the data. Let us see. There are unauthorized networks of power operating independently of the Indian state's political leadership in pursuit of their own agenda and goals. What does it try to say? They have their own agenda and goal, but the problem here is what he's trying to say is that it is not possible to fudge data for so long. So looks a very incomplete option. There are authorized networks of power operating independently of the Indian state's political leadership pursuit of their own agenda. The only difference in unauthorized and authorized, I can't make out anything about what he is trying to say is whether it is authorized or unauthorized. See, there may be unauthorized networks of power operating independently of India's state political leadership in pursuit of their own agenda and goals, but their influence is questionable. Looks a decent choice, but not the perfect. There may be unauthorized networks of power operating independently of Indian states political leadership in pursuit of their own agenda and goals, and their influence is deep and pervasive. This definitely is not the right answer. Their influence is deep and pervasive. Had it been deep and pervasive, they would have been able to fudge the data. So the most proper answer out of the four is option number C, wherein it says that there might be few people who are unauthorized and they are doing something to further their agenda, but their influence is not great. They are not able to do much. The influence is questionable. They are not able to fudge the data. According to the given passage, which of the following statement is not true? Developed nations are reluctant to learn from India's experience as Indian data is doubtful. India does not get as much credit for tackling the COVID-19 pandemic given in the passage. India is seen as a poor third world country, again given. India is seen as untrustworthy and incapable of tackling it independently. These things are given. So even D is given. A is a scrambled option, a trap. What is being talked about here is, look, instead of learning from India's experience, the first instinct is to doubt Indian data. So it's not saying that, author is not saying that developed nations are reluctant. He's saying that they should learn, but rather than learning, they are saying that the first instinct is to doubt whether the data is right or not. Right? Plus, the other problem is, if I look at this looks like more of an opinion of an author of statement number A, and this is not his opinion. So answer is option number A. All right. So it's a scrambled option. We can't say that they are reluctant. Author is simply saying that rather than learning, they are doubting. Okay. Next. According to the given passage, which of the following statement is true? COVID-19 cases in India have reduced because of reduction in restriction. Is there a because? It's given in the last line. In fact, cases have dropped even as India opened up more. So these two are independent events. There is no cause and effect here, cause and effect relationship here. So this can't be the answer. COVID-19 cases in India have increased So these again wrong. Cases have not increased. COVID-19 cases in India have reduced with increase in restriction. Not the answer. Restrictions have also reduced. So answer is option number D. So that is it for this particular passage. By this, we have completed all the 6 passages of logical reasoning. I have already done all the 6 passages of English section. Please watch my videos. I mean, there is no better resource than solving the actual exam questions. And I have covered all the 12 passages across critical reasoning and English. Thank you very much.